What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today I want to talk about some big missed opportunities when it comes to the Mastercrafts here within Black Ops 4. Now, as you guys may know, most of the Mastercrafts, if not 95% of them, are locked behind reserves, while only a select few were available to be earned via a very specific tier in the new operation. Now, there are also a couple of Mastercrafts that were only available in the black market for a certain amount of COD points, and those prices were pretty outrageous, as the prices themselves were nearly a third of the cost of the actual game itself. Now, the first opportunity they could have took with these Mastercrafts would have been to have incorporated the contract system during the launch week of Black Ops 4, since as you guys may know, as I covered in a recent video, the contract system they're adding into Black Ops 4 in the next couple of weeks is literally the exact same system that they had within Black Ops 3. So they didn't change or polish anything when it comes to contracts in a Treyarch or Call of Duty. They literally just copy and pasted the same system they had in Black Ops 3. Now, in terms of why they had to copy and paste the same system is pretty clear, because they're currently working on the next Call of Duty, so they don't have any extra dev time to waste on any additional major updates for Black Ops 4. So that's already understandable, but when it comes to the contracts themselves, they're not giving us more opportunity to earn things that we actually want. Instead, they're giving us more opportunity to gamble by earning more reserve cases. So it's pretty disappointing overall, but I went more in depth with contracts in a previous video. Now, the way I could have envisioned the new contract system would have been, you would have the contracts for the week, it would show you 3, but depending on what game mode you're playing would determine what the daily challenges are. So if you're playing multiplayer, you'd of course see 3 challenges, except 2 of them are the daily ones and the third one is the weekly one. But here's how it would be different than what you guys are thinking. The challenge on the left would be play 10 full domination games. The challenge in the middle would be get 40 EKIAs with pistols, and for doing those challenges, you of course get some XP, some reserve cases, whatever rewards are fitting for multiplayer. But that third challenge on the right, or the hard one as they're calling it, would be the weekly challenge. But the difference between this and the way they originally structured contracts is the fact that if the challenge is get 1,000 auger kills to get your hands on the new auger, the difference is you can actually get those 1,000 auger kills while also playing Blackout and Zombies. So the weekly challenge, or the hard one, could have progression earned for it by playing all 3 game modes instead of just 1. And then when you go over into Blackout, you'll also have 2 exclusive daily challenges for Blackout, but once again, that weekly or hard challenge on the right would be the same across all 3 modes. So in Blackout, you'd have those 2 daily challenges be something like get 10 ICR kills or run over 5 different enemies, and the reward would be a crap ton of paint cans and some merits to rank up. And then on Zombies, same thing. You'd have the challenge on the left be something like survive 20 waves of zombies, and the challenge in the middle would be kill 5 mini bosses, something along those lines, to be rewarded with Nebulium Plasma and some more XP. But once again, the challenge on the right, or the hard one, would be the same across all 3 modes for a week straight, to allow you to unlock Mastercrafts by getting X amount of kills with a certain weapon across all 3 game modes. That's the way I would have done it when it comes to unlocking Mastercrafts via contracts. But unfortunately, that's not the way the contracts are going to be working when they do release in Black Ops 4, but just a missed opportunity in my opinion, and could have easily made the contract system from Black Ops 3 hell of a lot better. But when it comes to another way you could have earned Mastercrafts, this is where things get interesting, because I almost feel like this ideal method towards earning Mastercrafts was almost the actual way Treyarch had in mind before Activision forced them to actually monetize the Mastercrafts themselves. So hear me out on this one. For those weapon-specific rounds on some of the gauntlets here in Black Ops 4, let's say the reward for getting a flawless completion would be a Mastercraft for the weapon you were forced to use during those 3 challenge rounds on the match itself. So let's say some of the various weapons that are required for some of these gauntlets were different. Let's pretend that Essex wasn't the weapon you had to use on the Voyage Gauntlet. Let's say it was the Spitfire instead. If you got a flawless completion of the Voyage Gauntlet, you'd be rewarded with the Deep Voyage Spitfire Mastercraft, which is currently locked behind COD points in the black market, but would be a great reward for a flawless completion on Voyage, since the Spitfire Mastercraft itself perfectly fits the aesthetic of Voyage, the scenery, the actual storyline. It fits so well as a reward. Even the Swordfish Mastercraft as well would be a cool reward for doing that gauntlet as well. It would make the dreadful weapon challenge rounds meaningful since you're actually working towards a valuable reward. So the same thing works for the other gauntlets. Let's say you had to use the ICR for 3 different rounds on Helcatraz. If you beat it flawlessly, you would get this nice Icer Mastercraft. Let's say if you had to use the Cordite 3 rounds straight for the Classified Gauntlet, you'd be rewarded with the 0G Mastercraft. It actually fits that aesthetic as well. And let's say if you did the 9 Gauntlet flawless, you would get the SOG or MX9 Mastercrafts, both of which perfectly fit the aesthetic of 9. And the same thing for Dead of the Night. Let's say if you got a flawless completion of Super Blood Wolf Moon, you would get the Vampire variant of the Vapor, another perfect correlation between a Mastercraft and a zombie map. And last but not least, you have that beautiful Mastercraft for the KN, which in my opinion perfectly fits with the scenery and the map layout of Ancient Evil. You would get that for doing the Gauntlet flawless. So look at how perfectly some of these Mastercrafts resemble various zombie maps. It almost seems like Treyarch was planning on allowing us to earn these Mastercrafts via challenges or gauntlets or something. Instead of earning useless stickers and calling cards for surviving 30 waves of hell, it could have been a meaningful reward that not only would zombie players enjoy, but players of Blackout and multiplayer would also enjoy as well, since they would say, you know what, I'm going to give zombies a chance today because I want to get this Mastercraft to use in Blackout, but right now the contract's a little too difficult. I don't want to get 1,000 auger kills for the weekly contract to get it. Instead, I'm going to go do a gauntlet instead. So this builds off of what I was saying earlier. There would be multiple ways to earn what you want in the game, but each one of these ways requires a little bit of a grind. So you could have a weekly contract that you can complete by playing all 3 game modes to get your hands on, let's say, the Cordite Mastercraft. But if you don't want to do that weekly challenge and you just want to speed things up and just get it right away, you can go ahead and play a gauntlet, which will allow you to earn that Mastercraft by doing it flawlessly. It could be a challenge for non-zombie players, but would encourage more people to actually try zombies and give the mode a chance, especially Gauntlet, which is already something that many people don't like. But then to put the icing on the cake, Activision would also allow people to just purchase these Mastercrafts directly from the black market instead of gambling through reserves to get something like the Boombox or the Mazu variant. So they would give you almost 3 ways to get what you want. You can wait for the weekly contract to be for the Mastercraft you want. So let's say it's the Augur 1 week, the Icer the next week, and the Cordite a few weeks from then. So you could have something like that where you're waiting for the weekly contract to be the Mastercraft you want, or you can complete a specific gauntlet that rewards you with the Mastercraft that resembles that map's aesthetic. That is the perfect way to get your Mastercrafts on top of Activision allowing you to then purchase it from the black market, which in my opinion definitely isn't worth it. But to be honest with you guys, you're probably wondering, well, why would somebody want to buy it if you could earn it for free by grinding the game? There are people who would still do it. There are people who buy their way to tier 50 or 100 every time a new operation starts because they don't feel like grinding. They're just excited to use whatever the new content is, so they don't care about spending the money. There are people out there who would enjoy something like that, where you can just buy the Mastercraft straight away instead of playing a gauntlet and instead of getting 1,000 kills across any one of the 3 game modes. That's why that would work. It is fitting for every type of player out there. People who like grinding, people who like spending money, people who like playing gauntlets. That is exactly what the system would be like, at least in my eyes. But unfortunately, Activision is perfectly fine selling a Spitfire Mastercraft for nearly $20. No, excuse me, 1,900 COD points, which is technically $20. There is no bundle where you can just get 1,900 COD points unless somehow you bought something that wasn't even and you somehow got left with an odd number like that. But once again, big slap in the face for some of those shitty pricing choices that Activision has inflicted on some of these Mastercrafts. But let me know what you think of all this down below in the comment section. This has been DK Dynamite. How do you guys feel about almost having to spend a third of the game on just Mastercrafts? Would you have preferred the method I talked about in this video with earning Mastercrafts via contracts, via gauntlets, and other ways as well? That's about it, and peace out, everyone.